Hello, and welcome to this tutorial in Adobe Photoshop, where I'm going to show you how you create a new file and then save a new file. Photoshop, in general, is identified by a little blue icon with the letters PS. When you launch it in Photoshop, opens, you'll usually get a default gray screen such as this. In order to begin work, you have to create a file. To do that, we can go to File, New, or Command N, and this dialog box will appear. This dialog box allows us to do many things with Photoshop. It'll start off by default highlighted in blue, and that means when it's highlighted in blue, you don't have to highlight anything or click and drag anything. It's ready for you to start typing. So when it's highlighted in blue, just start typing, and you can name the file whatever you want to name it. The document type is going to tell us what kind of project that we're working on. We're just going to set it to US paper, and that'll allow us to punch in some default measurements. By default, it's going to go with letter size, which is 8.5 by 11. But you can set it to a variety of different sizes, tabloid being 11 by 17, and legal, which is 8.5 by 14. The resolution, or pixels per inch, sometimes referred to as DPI, dots per inch, is how sharp the image is going to be. The more resolution that it has, the bigger your file is going to be and the longer it's going to take to print. And in some cases, if it's too big, it won't be able to be emailed. You can tell the amount of size by going right over here into the lower right corner, and it'll say image size. So right now, a file that is 8.5 by 11, 300 dots per inch in RGB color is 24 megabytes. That's a fairly large size. If I change it to CMYK, you'll see that it increases in size. If I change it to, say, tabloid, you can see that it almost doubles in size. So the bigger the file size is, the larger it's going to be in megabyte file size, which means it's going to take it longer to save, longer to copy, and longer to print. It's just something to be aware of. So in this case, we'll just set it to a standard letter size. We're going to set it to 150 dots per inch because that's all we really need to work on a computer. I'm going to set it to RGB color. And then I'm going to click OK when I have it set to the way I want it. And then my document appears. It's on this document that I can then do a variety of different things in Photoshop, which I'll go over in other tutorials. But once I've got my file ready to save, I'll go to File, Save As. We use Save As when we're saving the file for the very first time. Once we've saved it once, we would just use the Save button. You can see that it's grayed out because we haven't done anything to this file. So I'll go to Save As, and this dialog box will appear. It's a navigation window that's going to ask me where I should save this file. In other words, where do I want to save this file at? On my computer, on my travel drive, on a portable hard drive? You can scroll through to find where you want to save it at. Again, it's highlighted blue, allowing me to name the project whatever I want. And under file formats, which we'll go over in another tutorial, we have a variety of file formats. Some of these will be familiar to you. Most of these you may not even have to use. Once you found the location that you want it to go in, so let's find us a folder to put it in. I can click Save, and it'll save the file into that folder. And so now whenever I do any more work, all I have to do is click Save, and it'll automatically save our files. And if I want to rename the file something else, I'll use Save As. This is how we create new files and then save the files in Adobe Photoshop.